Hi, it's Mark from Top Local Lead Generation. We're here with Bernie Pawlik of Pawlik Automotive in Vancouver. They're an award-winning shop, voted 15 times best auto repair in Vancouver. How you doing today, Bernie?
Really well. And
We're
yourself?
talking about one of my favorite cars, an Audi S4. Today you had a clutch replacement on one of these humdingers.
We did. Yes, we did. And we're going to talk about the clutch replacement, but we're also going to talk about what inspired this article. Since we've done a lot of clutch articles recently, the clutch is somewhat unique on this vehicle. But what I found really inspiring about the car is when we took the transmission out, some of the innovative new materials that you find in cars were quite interesting, such as aluminum bolts to bolt the transmission to the engine. I found that really quite novel. A good weight saving device. And it's interesting, after years and years of working on cars, you pick up a bolt that's a certain size, and these are pretty large bolts, and you expect them, because they're made of steel, to weigh a certain amount. And these bolts are like, it's like featherweight. It's like you're picking up a feather. It's quite amazing.
So are they multiple use bolts?
No, they can only be used once. And I'm just going to share some photos here of the bolts here. Get this going. Here we go. Yeah, so here's a picture of the transmission removed. These are 3 of the new bolts. So no, these are not multiple use. You can only use them one time, and that is one disadvantage of these bolts. When you do a job on a lot of these European cars now, and it'll filter down to other makes and models as we go, bolts are part of the budget of a repair job. You know, it wasn't the one time you just price the clutch out and labor and grinding the flywheel, and now it's, you know, grind the flywheel or replace the flywheel, in this case, clutch and bolts. So that adds about another $50 or $60 to the cost of this job.
So are these aluminum weight-saving bolts only found on high-end cars?
Well, this is the only vehicle so far that we've seen these bolts, these aluminum bolts. But I mean, aluminum components are making their way into a lot of different areas on cars. I mean, for a long time, they've been used for frame components and body components. I mean, that saves a lot of weight. And while it started off in high-end cars, it's moved down to lower-end vehicles like the Ford F-150 pickup truck is an aluminum-bodied vehicle now. So, you know, it's only a matter of time before everything else goes that way.
So why aluminum?
It's light and strong. Yeah, light and strong.
And still can be recycled, I guess.
Yeah, actually, the recyclability of aluminum is actually one of the best materials out there. I know with, well, aluminum and steel are both really good. Yeah.
So you've mentioned plastic parts, and their growing use in many areas. How reliable are they?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, plastic parts have been used in car engines for quite a long time, and that's another innovative weight-saving feature we found on this vehicle. Is the clutch slave cylinder, which actuates the clutch, is made of plastic. Even right down to the bleeder screw, which, you know, for bleeding air out of the clutch is made of plastic, the whole thing. So how reliable are they? I mean, this slave cylinder, we did replace it because there was a slight sign of leakage, but overall they seem to be quite reliable. But there are a lot of plastic parts that cause problems, and over time, plastic gets brittle. That seems to be the key problem. Many times on vehicles, we're under the hood and, you know, doing something. There's a little plastic coolant hose, and after 5 or 10 years, they get hard and brittle, and they just go snap. There's a lot of thermostat housings they've used for a long time. There's many vehicles. Fords, for instance, have legendary problems with the thermostat housings leaking after a while. Volkswagens as well. Plastic water pump impellers break. So I hate to say it, but we kind of love plastic in our industry, because as cars have become more reliable, plastic is one of the things that fails. But there are a great number of reasons to use it. First of all, it saves weight, and it is pretty durable. And for certain things like intake manifolds, you can mold them in ways that you can never do with aluminum or steel, and create performance and fuel economy enhancements that you'd never get without using plastic.
So how is the clutch replacement on this Audi S4?
Well, it's a lot of work. Typical of a lot of European cars. The clutch replacement takes a long time to get in and out. It seems like, you know, with these high-end European cars, they do a lot to complicate things, but it's really noticeable in the drive of the car. I mean, it's a great driving car. We do a lot of we work on a wide variety of cars, was what I'm trying to say. You know, a lot of the S4, it's a performance car for sure, but it is an all-wheel drive vehicle, and I'm sort of comparing it to a lot of Subarus that we work on. And while Subarus are great and reliable, they're certainly a lot simpler. But you notice when you get into the Audi, the feel is a lot more solid, and it's just, you know, everything about the car just, it feels more solid. But the clutch replacement, it's a lot of work, very expensive on this car because it has a dual mass flywheel, like a lot of European cars, and there is no conversion kit available for this vehicle, so you have to replace everything: pressure plate, disc, release bearing, and even the clutch components themselves are expensive. But it works great, feels really nice to drive.
So is this the supercharged V6 or the V8?
Supercharged V6. Yeah.
2010 or something?
2010, yeah. Yeah, 2010 supercharged V6. Yeah, really nice, great performance.
A little hot rod.
Yeah, little hot rod with 4 doors, so you can haul your family around in style.
And 4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive.
Any further thoughts on the S4?
Great car, really. I mean, it's like you know, an A4 on, I don't want to say on steroids, but it's got, you know, just a nice performance. They've been really great cars all the way through the years. You know, in the early 2000s, they had the twin turbo 2.7 liter. I mean, just car just went like stink. So I mean, it's a great car, really nice. You will pay more money to buy the car than your sort of average, and it'll cost more to fix. But if you like it, if you like a nice car to drive, it's well worth it.
So if you're looking for service for your Audi, for your Volkswagen, for your BMW, for your Porsche, for your Mercedes, for your truck, for any vehicle pretty much, the guys to call in Vancouver are Pawlik Automotive. You can book your appointment at 604-327-7112 or check out their website, pawlikautomotive.com. There's a ton of these and more information on vehicle repairs of all makes and models. Check it out. Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks, Mark. Talk to you again soon.